So welcome to another video today. First of all, I want to say thank you to the people who have subscribed to me and anyone who's shown support to my channel. I promise to keep more high quality content coming and to distill this information that I've learned over the past 5 years and make it as simple and as accessible to as many people as possible. Now, I apologize about the weather today because it's raining, but I still wanted to film something. So what I'm going to show today is how to use PNF stretching to make our stretching more effective, and why strength is so important when we consider how to build our range of motion. Let's begin talking about the stretch response and what happens when we increase range of motion normally. It's our nervous system that dictates which length it perceives as safe for our body. So if we get into extreme positions, our nervous system is going to force our muscles to contract to stop us from basically injuring ourselves. Now, this is a stretch response, it's a reflex. It happens involuntarily, and everyone would have felt it if they would have been moving and all of a sudden one of their legs slips and they start going too wide. The muscles contract and they stop us from hurting ourselves basically. So we need to understand that stretching is very much about the nervous system, and the nervous system is what we need to deal with if we want to increase our range of motion. So how can we convince our nervous system that a larger range of motion is safe for us? And of course, we all know about stretching. We are putting ourselves into those extended positions and spending time in them. But there are more effective ways to make our stretching more effective. And these are largely to do with building strength, because our mind, if it perceives the position as something we are strong in, it won't have as much of a stretch response, and we will have more control and more freedom to access that position. So we need to understand that strength is extremely important for range of motion training and building our flexibility. So how can we build strength in the stretch position? Well, one of the most simple ways to do this is to contract the muscle that's being stretched. So in the example I'm going to show, it's going to be a standing hip flexor stretch. And in order to contract the hip flexor in this position, I will need to dig my toes into the ground, and there'll be a tension running all up my leg, up into my hips. And this contraction will temporarily override the stretch response once I let it go. So I can build a contraction up for a period of maybe 5 to 10 seconds. And then when I relax, I can move deeper into the position. But the key thing is it has to be done instantaneously after the relaxation phase, because the stretch response is only overridden for a very short period of time. So as you're going to see in the example above, that is what I'm doing. I'm contracting the hip flexor and then I'm relaxing, letting go. And we can repeat this through a cycle just to keep increasing our range of motion more and more. And again, the beautiful thing is that we're building strength in the stretch position, which is going to teach our nervous system that this position is safe and it's okay for us to access this position more and more. And then we'll have this extended length of the muscle feeling more safe for us. So with the pancake stretch, because it's mainly our inner thighs and our hamstrings that are being stretched, we need to figure out a way to contract them to, again, override the stretch response momentarily and increase range of motion. So I'm going to show what that's going to look like. So I'm starting in a standing pancake position. I lean forward, and again, you're going to feel the stretch mainly in the inner thighs along the back of the legs. Now, in order to contract the correct muscles, I will need to almost pull my feet in like I'm squeezing the ground, and you will feel these muscles contract. And I hold that contraction for, let's say, 5 seconds, and then I release and I get further into position, and I can repeat the cycle. So to summarize, basically it's our mind that dictates which range of motion it perceives as safe, and we need to use strength to teach our mind that the ranges of motion we want to develop are in fact safe. And we can use contracting the stretch muscle itself to temporarily override the stretch response, and this will allow us momentarily to increase our range of motion. And we can repeat this through a cycle and again through a whole training phase to, over time, build strength in that stretch position and ultimately own that position, because that's basically what we want when we do this range of motion training. Now, this form of stretching is very similar to strength training in general, so it's not something that we can do every day because it takes quite a lot of time to actually recover from PNF training. So 2 times a week is more than enough. Just pick your stretch, find out how to contract that stretch muscle, and again, instantaneously increase the range of motion after you relax the contraction, and do this training, feel the benefits, and see how strength will improve your stretching and improve your range of motion over time if you can stay consistent with this. Thanks for watching, and I promise to keep much more content coming. Appreciate any support that I've been given so far, and see you on the next video.